So, here are the pioneers of the fingerprint science. So, first is Dr. Nehemiah Greco. So, si Dr. Nehemiah Greco po is, pinakita niya po yung kanyang obserbasyon sa appearance of the ridges sa ating mga daliri at sa ating palad. He also, nilarawan niya po yung mga pores and yung arrangement ng mga ridges. And yung book po na kanyang ginawa is pinamagatang Philosophical Transaction. So, next is si Govard Bidlo. So, si Govard Bidlo naman po is in-establish naman niya po yung Anatomia Humanis Corporis or yung Anatomy of the Human Body. And ito po is inilalarawan po dito is yung mga detalye ng mga friction skin sa ating mga hinlalaki. So, next po is si Professor Dr. Marcelo Malfigi. So, siya naman po is kilala bilang isang profesor ng anatomy sa Universidad ng Bologna. So, siya rin po ay kilala bilang isang grandfather ng fingerprint. And siya rin po yung nakadiscover ng epidermis and dermis layer of the skin. And yung isa pong layer is pinangalan after sa kanya, which is yung Malpighian layer. So, next po is si Hermann Welker. So, siya naman po is na gumawa po siya ng, or sumailalim po siya sa experiment na, kumbaga is pinrint niya po yung kanyang kanang palad para po ma-prove na yung ridges is hindi nagbabago. And after po ng 41 years is pinrint niya po ulit yung kanyang right na palm or yung kanyang kanang palad, and yun, hindi po nabago yung ridges. So, next is si Johann Christoph Andreas Mayer. So, siya naman po is, sinulat niya po yung book na pinamagatang Anatomical Copper Plates with Appropriate Explanation. And dito po, ina-explain po dito na yung arrangement po ng ridges is hindi po siya maduduplicate or maduduplicate sa dalawang tao. Then, next is si Dr. Johannes E. Purkinje. So, siya naman po is isang Bohemian physiologist, and siya rin po yung nakadiskubre ng sweat pores. And siya rin po yung nagpangalan sa 9 fingerprint patterns. And kilala rin po siya bilang isang father of dactyloscopy. So, next po is si Sir Francis Galton. So, si Sir Francis Galton naman po is a British anthropologist, a scientist, and siya rin po ay pinsan ni Charles Darwin. So, siya naman po, si Sir Francis Galton naman po is dinivide niya yung types of fingerprint into two types, which is yan. So, siya rin po yung nagsabi na merong possibility na ang dalawang prints or fingerprints to be the same or magkaparehas, which is yung ratio po is yung 1:64 billion. Then, next is si Sir William Herschel. So, si Sir William Herschel naman po, siya naman po is isang British administrator in district of Bengal, India. So, si Sir William Herschel naman po is pinrint niya rin po yung palm or yung palad ng mga natives para po maiwasan yung panggagaya among laborers o yung among po dun sa mga nagtatrabaho. Then, yung unang tao po na yung unang tao na pinrint ni Sir William Herschel yung kanang palad is si Rajadhar Konai. And si Sir William Herschel din po is kilala bilang father of chiroscopy. So, next is si Sir Edward Richard Henry. So, siya naman po is Inspector General Police sa Bengal, India. So, siya naman po nakadevelop or nakagawa ng kauna-unahang system of classifying fingerprints. And he is also known as the father of fingerprint. Yung system niya po is pinalitan po ng system na ginawa niya yung Bertillonage system. So next is si Juan Vucetich. So si Juan Vucetich naman po is isang Argentine police official. So siya naman po dinevelop niya yung kanyang sariling system of classification of fingerprint at yung officially na inadopt po sa Argentina, and mostly used po siya sa mga Spanish speaking country. So next po is si Henry Foltz. So si Sir Henry Foltz naman po is isa po siyang surgeon sa Chokiji Hospital sa Japan, sa Tokyo, Japan. So siya naman po is in-advocate niya yung use of fingerprints. Then next is si Thomas Bewick po. Si Thomas Bewick naman po is English naturalist, and ginamit niya po yung fingerprint or engraving his fingerprints para po ma-identify yung mga book na kanyang pinublish. So next is si Gilbert Thompson. So si Gilbert Thompson naman po is isang geologist in New Mexico. And ginamit naman po niya yung fingerprint as a protection and to prevent tampering of the pay order he issued. So next is si Isaiah West Tabor. So isa naman po siyang photographer in San Francisco. And in-advocate niya po yung pag-use ng system para po sa registration of the immigrant Chinese. Then next po is si Samuel Langhorne Clemens. So isa naman po siyang Englishman na who informally introduced dactyloscopy in United States. And dun po sa book na kanyang ginawa na Life in Mississippi and Pupae in Head Wilson. So next is si Captain James L. Parke. So siya naman po yung nag-advocate ng first state and penal use of fingerprint sa Sing Sing prison on June 5, 1903. So next po is si Mary Kay Holland. So siya naman po yung kauna-unahang American instructress in dactyloscopy. So next is si John Dillinger. So si John Dillinger naman po is kilala bilang US public enemy number 1 dahil nag-attempt po siya na sirain yung kanyang prints using corrosive acids. So next is si Robert James Pitts, or also known as Roscoe Pitts. Siya naman po is he worked on surgery po para sirain yung kanyang fingerprints, and also pinangalanan po siya na man without fingerprints. So next is si Dr. Henry P. DeForest. So he utilized the first municipal civil use of fingerprint for criminal registration on December 1902. So next po is yung People versus Jennings. So, ito naman po is one of the first cases wherein binase po sa fingerprint or ginamit yung fingerprint para ma-identify yung suspect sa crime. And this People versus Jennings po is ito po ay from US or sa United States of America. So, next is yung People versus Medina. So, ito naman po is yung first conviction naman din po based on the fingerprints na dito naman po sa Pilipinas. So, next is Mr. Jones. So, ito naman po is yung kauna-unahang one who first taught fingerprint in the Philippine Constabulary in the year 1980. So, next is yung Bureau of Prisons. So, dito naman po is pinapakita yung karpetas na nagamit. Bureau of Prison is yung record po dito is pinapakita that in 1918, carpetas are already used in fingerprint. So, next is Lieutenant Asa and Darby. So, ito naman po is establish a modern, complete fingerprint files for Philippine Commonwealth. So, next is si Mr. Generoso Reyes. So, si Mr. Generoso Reyes naman po is yung first Filipino fingerprint technician na na-employ by the Philippine Constabulary. And next is si Isabella Bernale. So, si Isabella Bernale naman po is yung first Filipina fingerprint technician. The next is si Captain Thomas Dugan, NYPD, and Flavio Guerrero, which is sila po yung first na nag-take ng examination about fingerprint. Then, si Agustin Patricio naman po is yung top examiner dun sa examination ng fingerprint. So, next is yung Plaridel Education System, known as the PCCR. And ito po yung kauna-unahang government-recognized school to teach science of fingerprints and police sciences. Then, next is yung si Lucila Lulu. So, ito naman po is yung kilala bilang isang first Filipina chop-chop lady who identified through fingerprint. So, next is yung the three dogmatic basic or principle of fingerprint. So, first is yung principle of constancy by Mr. Herman Welker. So, dito po sa principle of constancy is tinutukoy po dito na ang regus po is nag-a-appear from 3rd to 4th month of fetus life and completed at the 8th to 5th completed at 5th to 6th month. Then next is yung principle of individuality. So, dito naman po, tinutukoy po dito na walang two person or walang dalawang tao ang nagkakaroon ng same fingerprint. Ayon naman po to kay Francis Galton. So, the last one is the principle of infallibility by Henry Folds. So, dito naman po sa principle of infallibility is tinutukoy po dito na ang fingerprint is a positive and reliable means of identification and it cannot be easily forged or ang fingerprint daw po is hindi basta-basta nasisira.